to episode 16, I believe, maybe 18, maybe something. Blaugrana and Parisiens with your boy Barca boy. Welcome, Barca boy. Welcome.
What's good? What's good, everybody? Hope everyone's doing well.
Man, there's so much to talk about. And I think as we do chrono, you know what? Let's get the league games out of the way first. Let's start with your game, 7-1 Valencia. Would you say it's your second favorite game after the 7-0 Valladolid game this season?
No, I'd say both Clásicos are probably better than both the 7-0 and 7-1s. But yeah, it was a good game. I just think I talked about this in my video. This is gonna sound weird, but let me land for a second. This should be the Barcelona week in, week out. And what I mean by that is that in this game, for the first time in a very long time, we were very, very clinical. Every single game, Barcelona create, I would say, an average of 6 to 9 big chances. And from those, we tend to miss 5 or 4 of those. We tend to usually miss more than what we score. In this game, it was the opposite. We scored a lot. I think we only missed 2 or 3 big chances, all 3 of them from Ferran Torres. And that was kind of the story of this game. I've seen a lot. We have, of course, Valencia and the Copa del Rey quarterfinals next week. And people are thinking it's going to be so easy. I honestly think that Valencia weren't that bad in this game. I don't think they were very, very poor. I don't think, it was not like Valladolid with that 7-0. They were shit. 90 minutes, they couldn't control the ball. We had all the possession. They weren't like that. Valencia weren't too bad. The first half an hour, they were poor. Second half, they were really into it. They, of course, scored 2 goals that were offside. A penalty was ruled out for VAR. They, of course, scored a goal as well. They weren't that bad. I just think that Barcelona were just really, really clinical with their chances. If you look at the finishing, they were disgusting. The Ferran outside the foot was nasty. Fermin 1v1, everyone's saying it's kind of like the Suarez goal against PSG. The Lewandowski low driven from the right-hand side, that's a nasty finish as well. So all these kind of difficult chances, everything fell our way. Of course, the scoreline is very nice, very flattering. It'll give, of course, the team a lot of confidence. Since the Super Cup win, we've done pretty well. The whole month of January, we've only drawn 1 game that was against the terroristic football of Getafe. Yeah. So it's been a good month so far. No clean sheet. I mean, this team cannot keep a clean sheet to save their life, which kind of sucks. I understand it's high risk, high reward football. So I'd rather win 7-1 than 2-0. But keeping a clean sheet here and there would be nice. I think we only have 2 clean sheets in our 6 games so far this month. They're both the first 2 games. Barcelona 4-0, then Bilbao 2-0. And since then, we haven't kept a clean sheet, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, the game was really good. Fantastic football, free-flowing. The attack and transition was fantastic. Every single player played a solid performance. No one really played badly. And yeah, hopefully we can do the same thing in 2 weeks in the quarterfinals of the Copa.
Yep. I'm just going to bring this up quickly. Yo, thank you so much, Daniel Brown, for the super chat. Appreciate it a lot. What's up, Int? What's up, Daniel? Hopefully you're doing well. Thank you so much. So the question I want to have to you is, I talked before that I think the Barca players are prioritizing La Liga. You're obviously in the seated places. You got I don't know, for me, when I watched that Benfica game, it felt like maybe 70% intensity, like mental intensity. Whilst I think the 7-1 is showing, all right, we actually want to win La Liga. Did you feel that with this game compared to previous like that? What was it? You won 1 in 8 games before this in La Liga?
I think Frenkie de Jong said it best after the game. We've never played badly this season. We've just been unlucky in not getting over the line. If you look at the, we have 1 win in 8, right? So we drew 2-2 with Betis. They scored a last-second goal. Atletico Madrid, we cooked them at home. We lost 2-1 with the last-second goal. Leganes, we lost 1-0. We cooked them. They scored a corner in the 2nd minute. We couldn't break them down since. Getafe, terroristic football. We were up 1-0. We conceded an annoying goal. We've never played poorly. It's not. We've, of course, the results have been bad in La Liga, but the performances have been there. We've just had that extra oomph. We haven't gotten that extra, thing on our side. So it's not like we've been playing badly. It's just that we've been I'd say a little bit unlucky. I think some of them have to be on the players, of course, not getting the result, but some of them were a bit unlucky. But in terms of, I told you this in all of our shows since we started doing this. The mentality of the Champions League has been different. Of course, Dario Montalda was very, very surprised about that. I don't think we've done a show since then. I guess we'll talk about the Champions League afterwards. But I can see where your point is. I can see where your point's coming from an outsider looking in. But from the Barca fan watching every single game, the La Liga performances haven't really been like dropping off. We've just been more unlucky than we should be, I would say.
All right. And are you like more confident now about La Liga?
I have to wait. We have to win our next 2 games. So we have Alaves at home, then Sevilla away. We win those 2 games, and then there's going to be the Madrid derby, Atletico versus Real. Hopefully, a draw in that game will be nice. And if that goes the way it should, so a draw in that game, we win both our games, we're well back in it. Because then we have to face, of course, Atletico and Real Madrid again. We beat them, then we go top. So it's definitely there. It's definitely on the table, but I think it has to do a lot with how we do in the Copa. What's our Champions League round 16 game going to be? Will it be a bit easier? I mean, no matter who we get in the Champions League, that will be prioritized because the team just likes place in the Champions League. But I don't know. La Liga is so consistent. What happens with Atletico and Real? Do they get knocked out of the Champions League early? Stuff like that. So all that will have an effect. I think, can we win La Liga? Sure. Will we? I think it's more unlikely than likely, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, Atletico are dropping points. They've dropped 4 points in their last 2 games.
Yep.
Madrid, they're starting to come to it. And I want to talk a little bit about that disgusting rat Mbappe. Because have you seen the hype? I've seen the stats.
Oh my God.
He hasn't scored a single goal against the top 6 La Liga sides. He's legit just been stat padding against Las Palmas, and I'm hearing best in the world shouts.
Yeah, I was talking with one of my other friends, and he was saying that the only top club that he scored against was I think Barcelona, the 1 goal in the Super Cup, and then I think he scored against Girona. Everything else has been like under top 10 in La Liga. But it's whatever. I think it's mainly due to the fact that Vinicius isn't there. So when Vinicius comes back, he'll steal some of the goals. So I mean, it's Valladolid, the worst team in the league, I think by far. Even though I think they're 18th and 19th somehow, but they are the worst team in the league in my opinion. They got beat by us 7-0. Atletico beat them 7-0. Real Madrid beat them 3-0. I think they beat them in the home game by a considerable margin too. But I'm not worried about Mbappe. I think he's a easily nullified player. I think that. I like that he thinks that he's the big guy when he's not. So when Vinicius comes back, he'll humble him a little bit.
How are you thinking about the Pichichi?
I don't care about it, man. I want the league title. That's what I want the most. I think all the other extra awards are cool, but not really matter to me. I think that Lewandowski will probably win it in the end because again, Vinicius and Rodrigo and Bellingham will get goals off of Mbappe. But it's the least of my priorities. If Mbappe wins it, we win the league. I'll take it. I wouldn't care.
But have you seen? They just gave him the pence. Like
I've seen that report.
They were like, yeah, he's the closest to Pichichi. Like they were always gonna give him Mbappe. They just tried to find an excuse to give it to him.
Man, he's ass at penalties, but he's missed like 2 and score 3. Like his conversion rate isn't the best. So.
But by the way, what did you say about Mbappe in La Liga first season? How many goals was he gonna score?
I think I said 8. But the point of that tweet was I don't think he'll do well. So I was kind of right the first half of the season. We'll see how he does now. He's had a good January. I'm not going to lie. This January, he's done well. He's played well. But we'll see in the long run.
Yep. Moving on to our game. I think the most prominent thing to talk about is Kvisha Kvaratskhelia. Obviously had his debut. One thing he suffered a lot from, he lost the most duels in the game. I felt some Messi, Kangili vibes. Because Messi and Kangili, they're also top dribblers. Came to Ligue 1, especially in the first season, they struggled a lot physically because of the physicality of Ligue 1, but later adapted. But he still dropped. Did you see his assist?
Yeah, the one for Dembele, yeah.
Yeah.
That Fugazi Dembele goal.
Yeah, we were looking, so we freezed it, and we looked at Dembu's shot. It needed insane curve to go in without a deflection.
Yeah, that's what we get. I think a lot of Dembele's goals for Barcelona were deflections too. But against Sadrin, you don't have a good record against him. I saw I think I saw a tweet of your last 6 games against them. You only won 1 game, 3-0. The rest have been draws.
Yeah, all draws. They're disgusting. If I can compare them to any La Liga team, it has to be Getafe. The entire game.
But they scored after you though, in quick succession too.
Yeah, it was a disgusting goal, but it was because we're.
It was a good goal from them, to be fair. I watched the highlight. It was nicely well worked by the Asian boys.
Yeah, no, they're good. They're good. But it was mostly because we had very offensive, like we had two eights in the midfield offensive. We had Doué, Kangeli, Fabian, and both of them didn't recover for that goal. But I mean, Marseille lost this the day after, so we're still, I think, 10 points clear. So us dropping points in that game wasn't that big. But then Bouz with another goal. I think he has 8 goals in his 7 games. Like,
At this point,
Are
you're
we
just going
coming
for the
from Ballon
you're
d'Or?
going for the unbeaten run in the league.
I don't know. I know I tweeted about it, but I would push for it when it's maybe 25 to 28. When would you say you pushed for it? That was it 18, 19? 17, 18?
17, 18. I think it was once we got knocked out by Rome. That's when everyone's like, all right, at least go unbeaten in the league, get that nice record, win the Copa del Rey, win the double with the league unbeaten. That would still be a good season, even though we balled it against Rome. Then it was like the last away game of the season. Valverde arrested some players, didn't bring Messi. The rest was history, man. I was sitting right over there. Terrible, terroristic game that was. To be fair, I think we were down 5-1. We pulled them back to 5-4. I thought we were gonna make the comeback. Coutinho hat trick, Suarez penalty. But
Was it a Boateng hat trick? The Levante player, right? Was he named Boateng?
that striker, yeah, from Cameroon or Ghana, one of those two, yeah.
But that's I don't want to get my hopes up too soon. Because now we have so many tough games, but we obviously prioritize the UCL, and even we prioritize the cup above the league because we have a 10-point cushion. So it could potentially happen, and it usually happens in the game where you don't expect it. Like you said, Levante away.
Yeah, I would say that if you get knocked out early in the Champions League, maybe make that a priority. But once you hit, it was only 18 teams in Liga, right?
Yeah, so 34 games, and at the moment we are 19.
So once you get to like maybe 25-ish, maybe you could start like focusing on it. But it'll suck that if you lose like tomorrow, literally next game, and then afterwards you get knocked out the cup and you get knocked out of the Champions League, then that kind of a record goes away. True. So I think it'll definitely be on the players' minds.
But you're saying more, you started thinking about it when the big prize, the UCL, went away.
Yeah, once we got knocked out. So it was always like there, like, oh, we haven't lost a game, like it's cool. But then once we got knocked out against Rome, we're like, all right, let's lock in. Let's try to go undefeated. Yeah.
But by the way, Rashford, so if I know everything, he wants to come. Something about wage has to happen, but you also have to remove wage. And the main one you're looking at is Ansu Fati. But he doesn't want to leave. So Flick, last game, didn't give him a single minute like to push him out of the club.
So that part, last part you said is not true. Ansu Fati has been struggling in training. Flick says that his training hasn't been the greatest, whether it's not high performing or laziness, whatever. Ansu Fati is way behind in the pecking order. So unless we have injuries and suspensions, he won't get any minutes. He doesn't want to leave. He thinks he can still succeed. I mean, that's cool. He can crack on. And Flick said if he wants to stay, he can stay. He's a very good player. He's improving since he got dropped in the beginning of January. He is improving, so he might get a chance, maybe get some minutes. With Rashford, we can't afford him now, but we can only afford him on peanut wages. So remember when we signed Joao Felix on loan last season, we signed him for like 600,000 euros salary for the whole season to fit him in. We got something like that with Rashford. So I think we have only like 40K a week spare in FFP. And of course, he's on 300,000 euros a week at United, which means that United will have to pay 250,000 a week for him to come play at Barcelona. So that avenue is possible. If, of course, Ansu Fati leaves, we can give Rashford maybe 100,000 a week, maybe make it a bit easier for United to let him go.
Yeah.
But no, an exit is not a must. But it would, of course, make the situation flexible. Like I told you, like I tweeted, like I said in my videos, this is going to happen on deadline day. Deadline is going to come. United going to be so desperate, like, you know what, we'll pay Rashford, just take him, get him out of here. Because United's perspective, I see a lot of United fans think this. Either way, you're going to pay him 300,000 euros a week. So what's better, him going out to Barcelona, playing there, making his market value go up maybe, or him staying at home doing nothing? That's their perspective, right? And United as a board, as a club, are not there yet. They will be there 12 hours to go in the transfer window. They'll get to that point. So
yeah.
We'll see. If also might decide to leave in the next few days. I've seen this happen before with other Barca players. Oh, I want to stay. The last second deadline day. You know what? I'll leave. That could happen too. So we'll see. I think the transfer is, like, I would say 55% chance that he comes. and then the 45% he leaves. If he comes, cool. If he doesn't come, it's not a big deal in my opinion either. I think there's a lot of the Barca fans kind of have that same consensus as well.
But you saw the Amorim comments recently. He said,
Yeah,
I would
like,
rather
I'd rather my goalkeeping
Vitaldi.
coach than Rashford. Yeah, I mean, it helps Barcelona's case. Again, he only wants to come to us. We would love to have him. We've had a few meetings with him in when we were having the Benfica game. We had a meeting with his agent in Lisbon. Again, Barcelona do want him if we didn't knock down the asking price or we have an exit, it'll happen. If not, Barcelona not bothered. So it's really more so of a United situation than a Barca situation.
But imagine the PR. You've seen with Bellingham at Madrid. Now you get an Englishman as well with a hairline and everything.
I've never seen an English player play for Barcelona. We had, I think, only one. There was just one Barca B player that played in a friendly. I forget his name. I think it was like McGregor or something like that. He played. And then before that, it was Gary Lineker back in the 80s. Yeah. So Barcelona not really known for having English players. It'll be nice. He's a good player on his day, but we'll see if he does it becomes a lone player that we fall in love with, or will he be a lone player that we find annoying? Either way, he's going to come on the cheap, so there won't be any buy option either. So we'll see how it goes.
John Duran, according to some reports, we've made 2 bids. The first one was 65 million. The second one was 75. Both rejected from Villa.
I heard there's talks of him going to Al Nassr. Apparently, Al Nassr now are keen him. Yeah.
He's mostly interested in Saudi now. Which is weird. I've heard Al Nassr have both him and Boniface on their list.
Yeah. Do you think you'll sign someone else, or you think you should maybe just offload Skriniar, offload Asensio, and that's it?
No. Asensio just got his first minutes after being out of the squad for 10 games because no one wanted him. So we'll have to wait until the summer to get rid of him.
You never know. Last second, someone might come in deadline day. Some La Liga club for a loan or something like that may happen.
I know, but he was pushed out of the squad. Now that he was integrated back, I think PSG given up.
Okay, fair enough.
That's how I feel about Asensio. And there even came reports they're not going to sign a Skriniar backup this January because I think the targets they want are we're pushing for Konate in the summer. That would be a dream move because he only has 1 year left in his contract as well at Liverpool. So I think we're just leaving that for the summer, and I'm calm with that. Skriniar wasn't even getting any minutes, so it's not like we've lost some value or some asset or something. And the Kvara signing for me, that's enough, especially with Due now performing as well. And for you guys, it's only Rashford, right?
Yes, the Rashford or nothing.
All right. Well then, it's time for Benfica.
You had another unsuccessful hate watch. Have you had a successful hate watch for Barcelona yet this season?
Oh, I'm in Monaco.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Start it off bright. When I saw you were wearing the black kits for the Benfica game, I was like, yo, this is Monaco 2.0.
It was for a little bit, man.
When did you start believing in the comeback?
I never believed in it. Never.
Own goal.
I never believed in it, man. I never believed in it. I did not think it was that. We weren't playing like we were gonna come back. We got a Fugazi Rafinha goal, a Fugazi penalty, good header from Eric Garcia, and then a fantastic counterattack from Rafinha. I never believed in it. Yeah, once Eric Garcia got the draw, I'm like, yo, park the bus, take the draw, and get out of here. But it was crazy. I think we started off the game pretty well. First few minutes, of course, the Benfica scored. They had, of course, a chance before that. After that, until the half an hour mark, we were killing them. Gabby missed a 1v1. We got, of course, the clear penalty on Balde. Then Szczesny makes a mistake. Then Szczesny makes another mistake. And we're 3-1 down going into halftime. We're like, all right, let's see if we can make a comeback. I said during the game that I think at most we'll score 4 goals. So as long as we, if we get 4-3, we can go and win the game. Rafinha gets him the most Fugazi goal I've probably seen this whole season. 3-2. They're thinking, all right, comeback is on. Let's get the draw and get out of here. And then Araujo does Araujo things. A bit unlucky, to be fair to him, but still annoying. At that point, I'm like, all right, it's game over. We're gonna lose. They'll probably end 4-2, maybe 4-3. We didn't get a penalty on Lamine. Well, you think it was not a penalty? It was pretty much I think not a stone wall penalty, but I think it was a penalty. Shout out to Lua for scoring both penalties. And then after that, Flick did a madness and went to a 3 at the back, chucked all the attackers forward. He's like, let's go for it. High risk, high reward. So I'm like, all right, bet. we started playing well. Benfica are slipping, making mistakes. Pedri whips in a beautiful ball. Eric Garcia makes it. Eric Garcia, if you watch the highlights, he made a run from like before the arch, that half circle in the 18-yard box. He was like standing there, and then once Pedri switched the ball to his favorite right foot, he makes that crazy run through the whole entire Benfica line, gets the header. Great run from him, great cross by Pedri, and then the counterattack from the corner kick was history. I thought Rafinha was gonna miss that 1v1. To be honest, I thought he was gonna miss it, but yeah, it was crazy, man, crazy. Everyone thought that. I didn't expect for the PSG one where we went in 2017. I did think we were going to make the comeback, like 4-0, not 6-1. So that one felt better because it was, of course, more goals and everyone believed in it. But this was a cheeky remontada that we will cherish for a lifetime. A crazy game for a neutral. 9 goals. Us conceding 4 goals is crazy, but I guess we had to go for it. Still a shit performance overall, but great win overall as well.
When Flick did that, I got some Coleman vibes. You remember when Coleman used to do that? Used to just chuck in a bunch of attackers towards the end of the game.
He was so shit, man. He was so shit, man. Oh my god. This was a bit more calculated because he sacrificed both wingers in Conde and Balde and brought on Eric Garcia to help with the defense, but it also brought on Ferran Torres to complete a front four. Play Fermin and Lamine as wing backs. Front three of Lua, Ferran, Rafa. I think it was De Jong and Pedri holding the midfield on their own, which again, there's no defensive recovery there whatsoever. Then the back three of Arujo, Kubarsi, and Eric. So they were relying more so a lot on the defense stopping counterattack and stopping Benfica attacks because that midfield too wasn't doing anything. So basically, it was like a front 7 with 3 holding the midfield and defense. And to be fair, when we went to that formation, Benfica never really attacked us. They kind of said 4-2, let's park the bus. That was their vibe. And that's where I think they kind of made the mistake. If they were just a bit more open, had some players on the halfway line to have some counterattacks that are available, it could have maybe helped their way. But they just sat back and that just invited the pressure from Barcelona.
If they show. Bar shows.
Yeah, they one huge Szczesny save was that Di Maria chance.
Yeah,
I'd like to find
Man, I saw people compare that Di Maria miss to
the one against you.
Yeah, he got fouled there. That should have been a pen.
Clear. Mascherano with a clean tackle. No, it's so clean.
Even after the game said, "No, it should have been a pen."
Thank God there's no VAR. But that Suarez one was a penalty. People always say that's not a penalty. That was a yeah.
No.
Marquinhos need him on his leg.
No, Suarez jumped into Marquinhos. Marquinhos was just standing, and Suarez jumped into him.
I guess that's a great move by the attacker because he played for the penalty. It's still a penalty. Even the Neymar one, the Neymar Mounier, a lot of people think that's not a penalty. That is the clearest penalty I've seen in my life.
I mean, I'm gonna be after that game when I talked with my friends about it, I said it wasn't a pen, but it just a stupid mistake by Thomas Meunier.
I mean, Neymar goes around him and Mounier flicks his head and trips him. How is that? Yeah,
it's just the way Neymar falls. He does this and then
play it. No, I think Neymar does run into it a bit, which is the same thing that Suarez did. But
no, that's a pen. But the Suarez one, no.
You're crazy.
Even Suarez wouldn't say that wasn't a pen.
Didn't Cavani miss a chance in that game too? Or am I going crazy? I feel like you guys had 2 chances after you made it 4-1. Di Maria, I think Cavani had a chance too. The Cavani was last game.
I just don't remember it. Yeah, when he scored that goal, did you feel the comeback?
No, I was dead. I think I tweeted, we're done.
What was it, like 80? What was it? You scored 3?
It was 3. It was 3-0
after the 87th minute?
No. It was 3-0. Then you made it 3-1. And then we didn't score until like the 85th minute, the Neymar free kick. Then we got the penalty a minute later. They could, all right, one more goal in 6 minutes.
And then...
Yeah. That's where I believed again. So when it was 3-1, I'm like, yeah, it's over. I was barely watching the game, to be fair. I was just disappointed. I was just scrolling on like Twitter, and I think it was Vine at the time. So I was just watching Vines while the game was just on. Then Neymar free kick. I'm like, all right, let me see this free kick. Oh, okay, he scores it, and then the rest is history. Someone said in the chat that Cavani hit the post. Was that after the? Was that in the first half or the second half? I think you remember him hitting the. You had some decent attacks in the first half as well.
I don't really remember that. I don't remember. Before goals you conceded, you blamed obviously the second and the third on Chesney. You said the fourth one was a bit unlucky about Araujo. The first one, do you think maybe it was just the beginning of the game?
That was a clean goal by Benfica. I have no complaints. I don't think any of the Barca. Maybe Barca could have gotten the challenge a bit earlier, but I think it was a really, really clean goal by Benfica. The other two were Chesney mistakes. The third one, Araujo just hit it in his own net, so it's easily preventable. But a tiny bit unlucky since he misread the ball. But the first goal was definitely a good, goal for Benfica. I wouldn't take that away from him.
And how do you feel about Chesney? Because he's going to be your European goalkeeper. How do you feel him going?
He's our number one goalkeeper now. He's playing all the games.
Oh, yeah, he played yesterday.
Yeah. And Akipenya officially dropped.
And how do you feel about that?
I think Chesney is the better.
He costed you the Benfica game, you could say.
Yeah, if we end up losing it, of course. I think if we lost that game, or if we lost that game, he wouldn't have been the number one. The reason why Flick says in the media why he says that Chesney's number one is that we haven't lost with Chesney. We've won all of our games: Barbastro, the 2 Super Cup games, Benfica, and then yesterday Valencia. The reason why that we're hearing it in the media is that Flick wants a bit more experience in the back line, since the back line is very inexperienced. You have Balde very young, Kubarsi very young. So he doesn't want a really young goalkeeper. Alongside that, he also thinks that Chesney is a better goalkeeper than Pena, which I do agree with. If you look at a lot of my match analysis from since their second got injured until now, I'm just bitching and moaning about Inaki Pena. He's had a few good games. He played well in the 4-0 in the Clásico in the league. He had a couple good saves against Betis, the 2-2. Made a couple good saves in the Atletico Madrid game. Apart from that, he's been trash. Honestly, he concedes a lot of goals for us. His shot stopping isn't the best. So I think it's a good decision from Flick. But he has to stay with it. He can't be just chopping the goalkeeper back and forth so many times.
Yeah.
That's not gonna come to your case. But since he started,
No.
But since he started the league game now, everyone's saying that Chesney's number one. He's gonna play all the games, cups, Champions Leagues, whatever it may be.
But how do you feel? Imagine you have a tight game against Bayern, and then suddenly Chesney costs you the game.
I mean, then he'll have to be dropped. That's a catastrophic mistake. I think they're both goalkeepers at a very equal level. That one big mistake that cost Barcelona the game, it can switch. Chesney gave away a penalty in the Valencia game. I don't know if you saw it or not. He gave away a penalty, but VAR pulled it back for a foul on Jules Koundé. So he's got a bit of an issue to this guy, man. He coming out. I mean, the player was 1v1, so he decided, let me take him out 50-50 on the penalty. I guess that was his decision, but he's been a bit sus as of late. The Mbappe red card, the 2 mistakes against Benfica, the 1 mistake against Valencia that didn't count because of the VAR pulled it back. So he's been a bit, dodgy, but nothing has been punished. And we still won all those games. So once he makes a mistake and we get punished for it, that's where that debate will come back in. But I still think, from what I've seen, I think Chesney is the overall better goalkeeper in my books.
All right, Chesney or Ter Stegen?
Probably Ter Stegen, for being honest. But the options are not that great, man. Very much mid goalkeepers.
How's his ball playing ability?
Pretty shit. But his long balls are actually not that. It's actually not that bad. Of course, I think Pena is better on the ball, but Chesney is surprising me. We saw in the Valencia game, he did some cheeky long balls that were pretty good. Even the Benfica game as well, that were very, very accurate. And the players just not being able to control it most of the time, which is usually the case. After the back is smooth, he hasn't made a mistake yet from passing, which I've seen Inaki Pena do a few of those this season. So underrated, I would say.
There comes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, moving from one remontada to another one. I know you were hate watching as usual, but I know Barca fans like City a bit. You got Pep there, ex-Barca and so on. Would you say you hate watching even more?
No, I pray for the PSG downfall. Yeah, just the usual stuff. No real extra favoritism.
And after watching the first half, did you think we were good?
Well, I think if you went 1-0 up with the Nuno Mendes goal, I think it would definitely be played in your favor. I think the first half was fairly even. They had a few chances. I think Haaland had a chance. Foden had a chance.
De Bruyne.
De Bruyne was what pissed me off the most. He should have scored that one. Fabian off the line. You had a few decent opportunities where the shot was blocked from like good areas, but it was a pretty tight first half, I would say overall.
Yeah, we can.
And then I don't want to talk about the second half, man.
And I don't know if you saw, but the goal we scored first half, that was a goal.
No, I seen the pictures on Twitter. All those lines are super fugazi. At the end of the day, when you use the goal line technology, I know he was offside by like half his toe. Yeah. So when you draw that, the technology puts it at a precise position. When you do the lines on your own on Photoshop, it's of course gonna look a bit more different. I've seen those, but in those kind of scenarios, I think they're wrong. The one about Lewandowski against Sociedad, the reason that we were upset Barca fans was that the point that the automatic the technology used was the wrong point. That's why we were upset, saying that the goal was onside, all that sort of stuff. But some of these lines are that I've seen for like even Premier League and stuff like that. It's always a bit like fugazi because when you do it, the lines might be thicker or thinner and all this sort of stuff. But in the end, you guys won, so it doesn't really matter. But I do think it sucks that it was just offside. What do you think about the offside rule, by the way? Because I see a lot of people say, oh, they should change it to the full body has to be offside, right? But my point of view is that in the end, it's always going to be close. What happens if his full body's forward, but half his cleat is offside? It's going to be offside anyway, so there's going to be real no improvement. Of course, that gives a bit of an advantage to the attacker. But in the end, fine margin is always going to be there. Do you think just keep it the same, or do you think that you should maybe give the advantage to the attacker?
So one of my guests on the podcast, DJ, he actually gave a good one. So he still wants VAR, but when someone go back to traditional way, what he said was, you go to VAR to check offside. The referee looks at it with his eye and decides if it's not offside or not, instead of doing lines and stuff.
Nah, that's just stupid. Because if I'm watching the game, if you're watching the game, I'm watching it and see our team, you're like, yo, he's clearly offside. Put the lines, and the lines are offside. Then the referee just can't see it. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Just keep it as it is.
Yeah, me too. Too much change, man. We gotta keep something so simple.
Yeah, I mean, the offside rule has always been a complicated rule, especially for women. So, I mean, it's nothing new now with VAR and everything. It's just been the same as it's always been. So, I don't really have that big of a problem with the offside thing. But then, obviously, the second half, when City scored the first and the second, I said Lucho out. I got so mad. Because I had no faith. Because this entire season, it's PSG go behind and we can't get back. Arsenal, we went behind, we couldn't get back. PSV, we got the goal, but we couldn't get the winner. Girona, we barely got the winner. Bayern, they scored, we couldn't come back. Atletico, they scored the 1-1 early on in the first half, we couldn't come back. So I had no faith. I didn't believe, and I was like, fuck this project, fuck Lucho, fuck everything. And it was disgusting mistakes as well. But did you feel it was over then?
Good job, guys.
I still, based on how the game was going, I would have been surprised if PSG got a draw. I was surprised that PSG did win in the end, completing the remontada. But yeah, I would say that I expected Man City to walk away with at least a draw. But the game kind of is, in retrospect now, the game's ended. It's kind of a bit annoying because Man City can just be Club Brugge and they go through, right? You can just, and then if you lost, you can just be Stuttgart and you go through, right? I guess from the PSG perspective, since you're having an away game against Stuttgart, it's easier for you to beat City at home and then get that out of the way, of course. But I feel like this game kind of meant nothing from a neutral perspective. It was a good game, of course, for vibes and for the two teams. Of course, you winning and the Man City losing, but like you can't get knocked out of the Champions League anymore, right? You're pretty much sorted.
I mean, because if you look at the points, I think if we lose to Stuttgart, we could go out. The thing with City, they were always more comfortable because they sat on 8 points. We sat on 7 points.
Yeah, they had a point more than you, right?
Yeah. So if you check like the Champions League table, if I can bring it up,
I can see it here. Yeah. So you have Shakhtar, Dynamo, and Man City that could push you out pretty much. So all three of them would need to win, then you would need to lose.
Yeah. So if we lost, yeah, exactly. If we lose, that means Stuttgart will obviously go above us. City will go above us.
Yeah, so Dynamo play Milan, so that's going to be hard. And then Shakhtar, who did they play? They play Dortmund. So, I mean, I think you're pretty much in the clear.
Yeah, no, I'm calm about qualification. For me, the City game, if you remember from the last one we had, for me it was more the performance to see if what we did recently was legit. I'm s- I'm still a bit iffy about the performance. I feel a lot of PSG fans are like a bit too overhyped. Like City were fucking garbage. And Pep has to be one of the stupidest managers I've seen. His team could not work. Like they had no legs. They had like a what was it? A Gundogan, no, a Bernardo, De Bruyne, Kovacic midfield. No legs at all. They were 2-0 up at the pack, undeservedly. Like they were, I wouldn't give them that. And
2
they
deals a bit
didn't sit
generous,
back.
yeah.
They didn't sit back. Look at the Barcola assist. Look at the space we had. I don't know why City gave away that space. Like we should
I
just
also
have
think
come back.
I also think Dembele scoring straight away did help a lot with the momentum as well. But you know,
100%.
big teams are not really going to be sitting back, you know. But I think that PSG deserved to win in the end based on how they play. I think João Neves had a fantastic game. I know everyone's saying that, but you know, witnessing that, I think that was my first. That's probably my first full 90 minutes I've watched at PSG this season, and João Neves is a hell of a player.
No, he was even. I think he contributed pretty much to all goals, like by pre-assist or by pass before a pass or something. It was a spectacular performance by him.
Mhm.
And now Barcola, hopefully he can start, getting back his track. That nutmeg on Nunes. I mean, Nunes shouldn't be a right back. He shouldn't be marking Barcola, but that moment opened up the game because it was still very difficult for me. Like we barely created any chances in that first half, I felt. So I wasn't really extremely confident. I even said when Dembu scored, I was like, no, I'm still not happy. I'm not supporting this team until we get 2-2 because of those two mistakes we made.
You can at least trade.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
Dembele-
an interesting game.
And Dembele, guys, UCL goal. He has as many non-penalty goals in the UCL group stage as Mbappe did last season. So, because it suits my agenda that Dembele is clear of Mbappe from last season perfectly.
Interesting.
We got Super Chat here. Thank you so much, TJ. Appreciate it for Super Chat. João Neves better than Pedri. So,
That's crazy.
yeah,
Stay in
appreciate
your
Super
lane. Stay in
Chat.
your lane, buddy. Stay in your lane.
Well, I've said the only midfielder that I respect people can put above Neves this season is Pedri. I think Pedri is the only name. Maybe Verts. I know Verts is having a crazy season as well, but if we're talking like more midfielders, I think Pedri and Neves have been the two clear best midfielders in Europe's top 5 leagues this season. And I like Pedri. I can do it for agenda. But no, Pedri is one of the
Who played better,
worst players.
Neves against PSG or Pedri against Benfica? And don't and think about it.
Oh, no, Neves. Because it was just, if I compare him to the other, like people rated Vitinha. I think Vitinha had like a decent game. It was just, João Neves was so much better than all of our players, I felt. Whilst, I mean, Pedri was still good. Plus, Pedri had that assist. That was a huge assist.
I think the conditions are different too.
Neves, at home and away.
Yeah,
And you,
the rain as well, and Pedri carried. So here's the comparison, right? João Neves is important for PSG to win and involved in all the goals. Same thing for Pedri as well. In a remontada away, when you were down 3-1 and 4-2, he was a dictator. He was the one that everything's going through, making the passes. He made the pass for the Lamine Yamal penalty. He made the cross for Eric Garcia. Of course, the last second goal he did nothing. The first goal as well, he gave the pass to Balde for the penalty. He was just doing everything in a game where you're chasing the whole time pretty much. The best we had was a 1-1 draw. After that, we were always trading. We traded 1-0. We trailed 2-1, 3-1, 4-2. So I think what Pedro did in that game, also in the slippery weather, does affect it a little bit. I was rating in the PSG game as well. But two really good players, but I do think that Pedri had the better performance out of the two. I guess I'm going to be a bit biased, but
Yeah, and I think that was probably Pedri's biggest big game performance in the UCL for Barca. I remember he had a very good performance against Juve away with those pink shirts.
Yeah. The problem is every time we get into the later stages of the Champions League, the motherfucker's always injured.
Yeah, like against us. I mean, he had a good game in the first game, then the second.
Like PSG, he was injured. What was the season before that? In the Europa League against United, he was injured. 2021, who do we play?
Galatasaray away, he was
That's
good.
right.
That goal he had.
Yep, but we played against Eintracht Frankfurt. He was injured. Then you guys again. I think he was out for the first game. I think he played in the second game where we had to do the remontada. So he's always been in. We've always used to rinse him at the start of the season, and it come back to bite us in the ass in the second half of the season where he would be injured. So,
Why do you think his injury proneness? And what would you say? Like, do you think your medical team has improved ever since Flick came in?
So the reason why Pedro was injured a lot was because in that first season he played 71 games. He went for Spain for the Euros, played in the Olympics. So he just got absolutely rinsed. And then we came back and Coleman played him immediately. Did not give him any rest whatsoever. And that came to bite him in the ass. And then since then, he's just so good, right? So you just always use him.
Yeah.
So he kept on getting all these relapse injuries and getting new injuries. What changed was from last season, where Xavi was very, very conservative with Pedri's minutes when he came back from his injury. And then once that happened in the summer, Pedri did some whole injury prevention regime where he changed his diet and all this sort of stuff that helped him alongside Flick's management. Flick feels like, he said this a lot in the press conference, that it's better for Pedri to play than not to play. So if he gets, so maybe what Xavi did wrong is that he played, rest. Then when he played him again, that made him really injury prone. But what Flick's doing is just playing little by little increments. He didn't play against Valencia because he had stomach problems. He was out in out with Dembus and Body, and he got some stomach bugs. So that's
Dembus probably put something in the water, man.
Not surprised.
We talked about this before, but you have a question about it. Barca, but what's your opinion of Kvaratskhelia move to PSG? He was linked to Barca.
I think it's a good move for Kvara. Of course, at the time when he was linked with Barcelona, he was linked for around 100 to 120 million euros, which did not make sense and was not worth it whatsoever. But he came available for 70 million. I think PSG pounds, good player. Not what I'm going to cry about that we lost out on, so to speak, but definitely was an option for Barcelona. And had a good year at Napoli in his first year. Second season, he's been all right. I wouldn't say he's fantastic or poor. So I think it's a bit of a gambling aspect as well from PSG side.
But do you rate him as a player? Like, he's extremely technical.
Yeah, I think
great playmaker.
Reminds me a lot of like a Mahrez, kind of that controlled winger that has good pace, good touch, can get in behind. Very, very good player, yes, for sure, no doubt. I don't know if he's still in Koundé's pocket from the games last season, but I think he let him out now at this point. So,
I think the plan is going to be false nine for us this season. Last game, he obviously started as the left winger, but then when Gonçalo got subbed off, he moved to false nine. And Ren Park the bus, so we barely got to see that much from Kvara. But I think Kvara as a false nine, for example, that Dembus goal, the most surprising thing is the amount of space Dembus had, because there were like 5 players on Kvara because he cut in from the left. And I think Kvara would open up Dembele's game even more because Kvara is a great playmaker and he takes away attention. So for me, Kvara potentially feels like the missing piece that we felt, as long as Barcola keeps it up. If Barcola can keep it up, then we have a great front three, I believe, better than last season, better than Mbappe, because Mbappe really didn't do what he was supposed to do. He wasn't that big game player. And now, Dembele has been... I hope Dembele gets more knockout goals in the UCL than Mbappe. But that's the thing. Mbappe got those 2 for Fugazi versus Barca, man.
It really depends on who you play, man. Because is there going to be a draw? Because I saw all the graphics for the Champions League. It's like number 1 or number 2 versus number 17 or number 18. So I guess they're going to do that draw. So there will be like a round 16 draw.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to make a video about it later because there's so many questions about it. But I have here, so we can do a small presentation about it quickly.
If you don't have the graphic, let me know because I can pull it up.
So
this one, yes.
Yeah. So the draw that's gonna happen is you after match week 8, after Wednesday, you're gonna know. Not you. You're obviously seated, but we're gonna know between 2 teams that we're gonna play, depending on what position we finish. I've done some because you can do a randomizer and like prediction, if we win our game versus Stuttgart and majority of the teams do what they're supposed to do, we will finish like 15, 16. And then we would face, I think, Celtic or Brest or Sporting. And then we'll face first or second, which could probably be Barca or Liverpool. Round of 16. And look, I've said since the beginning, I want to face Barca in the final. I have that feeling. But I'm calm if we face it first or second. But again, it depends if all the games go that way. Here is now. So if we say the Champions League group stage ends now in match week 7, PSG would be PSG or Benfica versus Feyenoord or Lille, for example. And then Feyenoord would play Benfica or PSG, Lille would play Benfica or PSG, and so on.
Why the hell do we finish first? We don't face like the lower numbers. That's what I don't get.
I agree. Like first or second should be against like 23, 24, or like 22, 21.
Exactly. That's how NBA does it. And why the fuck are we facing like the mid-table teams? What's the point of finishing first?
That's the thing, Barca boy. The only thing with the seated places is, for example, you see. So if you are put here, if Barca is put down here,
yeah,
and Liverpool is put up here,
yeah,
that means first and second will not face each other until the final.
Yeah,
and third and fourth will not face each other until the semi.
Yeah.
So
if you finish first or second, the only benefit you do have is avoiding the other one until the final.
Yeah. I think the main thing why it looks a bit bad is because you have big sides like PSG, City, Madrid who have underperformed. Like we should have been closer to top 8, and that way, like the 17, 18 would have been easy teams.
I guess so. That's not even my problem. My problem is, you finish first. At least you'd be facing the lowest team in the round. It should be, first or 2 facing 23 or 24 or 17 or 18. Not even like 9 or 10. That's what I don't get. Which again, if this is correct, right? Whoever's 23rd and 24th will probably lose to 9 or 10. So in the end, it's like going to be 8th versus 9th is what they think. But the fact there's a probability that they could face 23 or 24 is a bit weird. But yeah.
Yeah. I agree. It's like if you finish first or second, if you are consistently good for 8 games, you should get some favorable stuff about that. But because you have sides like PSG, Madrid, and City who are not being the best, you may face them. So like 7th or 8th, I can see. I think City, if they win, they would finish like around 23, 24, like one of the last spots.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I guess the only thing you could like be happy about, it means you won't face Liverpool until the final. That's like the only positive thing for Barca. And obviously, you do not have to play 2 games, which are played immediately 1 week after, I think. And then, so the draw is on the 31st, 2 days after, on Friday. And I guess what they will do, they will pick, like we say, they pick PSG, and then in one bowl, they have 2 teams, Brest or Celtic, and then they pick one. So it's going to be like a boring draw. You pretty much know
what time is it going to be? What time is it going to be on Friday? You know?
I haven't seen. I think it potentially could be on the website.
Because I'm going to be traveling, man. I need to know if I can do a live stream for it or not.
Well, but it's not. Yeah. It's not Barca live stream. You got to wait for your live stream.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Let me see 1 second. UCL knockout round draw time.
Kickoff times.
Oh, it's at 12 Central Eastern time. That means I'm gonna miss it, man.
So is that 6 my time?
We also have to be like.
That is your time. No, it's 12 p.m. your time. So noon. Yeah. Like for me here, it'll be 6 a.m. I'm not gonna be here. So I'm gonna miss the draw, man. That's gonna be annoying. I think I land at 12, so ain't no way I can get off the plane and do a stream in time.
No, you just have to do a reaction. Like, oh my god, Madrid face this team.
I'll probably have to do a reaction video, to be fair, yeah.
Some deluded Madrid fans believe they can get top 8.
Can they?
When I looked at it, it nearly looks impossible.
Like if everything, let me see 1 second. So they win their game. They play Brest away, so they might not even win that game. So if they win, they get to 15 points. And 15 points brings you in 6. but then they have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 other teams that could also.
Yeah, they need all
from
of
those
them
10
to
teams,
lose.
only like 3 of them have to win.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah, they could probably finish quite high, maybe between like maybe 9, 10, 11, 12-ish, maybe. But they gotta be best away. Best away is not a walk in the park.
And if they finish 9, 10, okay, so they're gonna so they could face like the 7 or 8. They can face 7 or 8 here, and then they would face in the quarter. And El Clasico.
Oh man, I don't need
quarterfinal.
that, man. I don't need that.
But do you like this new format? I know it's new. There are a lot of new stuff. It's a bit weird, but do you like it?
It's just a Super League, pretty much. I like it simple. Group stages, then you know who you're facing. No teams in the same country until the quarterfinals. Just keep it. It worked. Why did they change it? More teams, more games. Like we should be done the Champions League by now. We're playing 2 extra games, which is annoying. But it's not too big of a change, so I can cope with it. But I'd rather just keep it the same as it always was.
And looking ahead for our upcoming games. Or we can actually, you know what, we can do an entire just UCL draw prediction for all the upcoming games. Because they're all going to be, are you going to have like, do I say this? Like, are you going to be attentive to all the games going on because all of them will be played at the same time?
I'm gonna watch the Barcelona game, of course. I'll probably just see at the end what happens. Just look. I don't want to watch during the game and be like, oh, right now Madrid's in 19th, or right now PSG's in 8th. At the end of the game, I'll look and I'll see where we're at. Then by then, everyone will have the graphic that you have put in with the clubs, so that way we can see who we could be facing.
Yeah. So
instead of 1 or 2, it'd be like the Liverpool badge or the Barcelona badge,
Let me find her.
Barcelona, do you want to play PG in around 30-16? I mean, I'll take them. They're easy work.
Yeah.
But I'd rather take them for like the quarterfinals, semifinals. That way it could be easier.
And yes, TS9. I am talking with my editor to try to fix that. It will obviously be the first time. I think it will be easy for a live table. I just have to like screen capture from a website that has it. There are sites that have it. All the other games, it's going to be a bit difficult to fit in, but we'll try our best. He's working very hard to try to do it. So, Champions League. All right. Out of here. All right. So we'll do. You do one. I do one. So Sporting Bologna.
I'll say a draw, like 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah.
PSG Liverpool. I'm gonna go like a 2-0.
I need Liverpool to like drop points, man. I want to get first place. Young boys. I'll say Young Boys win 2-0.
Here's your Stuttgart. I think I had it 2-0. It's gonna be some of a tight game beginning. Get the win at the end.
I'll say Leipzig 3-0.
All right. City Club Brugge at 2-0. They're going through.
I'll say like 4-0 Bayern.
4-0 Bayern. Yeah. It should be like a repeat of that Dinamo first game they had. Monaco Inter. 2-1. Monaco will be fighting for top 8. Yeah, let's go for a dirty Serie A draw.
I'll say 2-1 Dortmund.
2-1. I got the Barca.
Let's see it.
Man, look, man. I give you a 2-1. I give you a 2-1. I don't think any of you. Atalanta maybe like have to, if they want to get a top 8 place. That's the only thing.
Yeah. I'll say 3-0 for Leverkusen.
Juve Benfica. I mean, this stinks a draw, man. This stinks a bit.
Go 0-0.
Oh no. Got Milan Dinamo.
I'll say 3-1 Milan.
3-1. Atletico Salzburg, like a 1-0.
This is actually a good game, Lille Feyenoord. I'll say
So whoever wins gets the top 8 place.
I'll say 2-1 Lille.
Vamos, man. Villa Celtic, like a 3-0. Maybe 2.
I'll say 5-0 Girona. Probably I would say maybe like
Arsenal are very bad in UCL away though, I know.
I'll say like a 1-1 to be fair, like a draw. Go like a 1-1, I would say. Yeah, that's not bad.
Madrid.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, they're just.
Vamos.
All right, so the teams that go, Bratislava says, pretty much all the garbage teams that we know have no chance.
Can you see now the
brackets?
knockouts? Okay.
Madrid get 15, PSG get 16,
And we just like
Barca second.
hard play.
Wow, look at that. All right, here's the bracket view.
Then we would also.
Oh my god, we could get like PSG or Madrid in the round 16 already. Oh, madre mia. What's the other one? Scroll
Wait a
down.
minute.
What's the other one? There's the other one that's 1 and 2, right? Yeah, here we go. Oh no, it's all the same. Bro, what is this, man?
Yeah.
What is this, man?
So we would face either Juve or Feyenoord. Yeah, we make that. And then you would get one of us or Madrid.
Oh my god.
But if we change it to Madrid winning, then it's PSG or Juve you face.
Oh, I need a Madrid win then. Holy shit. I need a Madrid win. What if they lose? What if they lose? What if they lose? Yeah.
Madrid lose.
Same thing.
Oh, they're there, but on the other side.
Nah, I need Madrid to win. Mamo Real. So we're gonna face you in the next round, huh?
Could happen. Either you or Liverpool.
Ooh. Yeah, if we get each other, we gotta do like a live watch along together. We gotta run that.
No. I've said I will never be able to do that. Especially I've seen like the live ones when they sit next to each other. That would be horrendous, man. Like, the opposition scream. The thing is, though,
You're lucky I'm not in Sweden. You're lucky I'm not in Sweden.
Okay. I'm trying to think if we score.
Did we say
more
Juventus
goals.
win though? We said Juventus would win, right?
No, we had Juventus draw.
So if they win, maybe that'll be a bit different too.
I think we just moved on. So we will stay in the same thing. Yeah, we will say just Monaco takes Juve's place.
Okay, what if you lose or draw? Where does that put you then?
If we draw 20th,
Yeah.
and then we would face Atalanta.
Oh, look at this bracket. Yeah, no, this is what I need right here. Celtic, Brest, Feyenoord, Monaco. This is what I need. This right here is what I need. This is what we deserve. Not PSG and Real Madrid, man.
So
What if you draw?
So
What if you
you-
draw?
no, I have PSG draw.
Okay, what if you lose? What if you lose? Nothing changes. Nothing changes.
No, we're not here anymore. We get knocked out.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we are. Stuttgart takes up. Yeah, 25th.
But you still can get knocked out if you don't win or lose. Wow. I mean, if you don't win.
But that the thing is, with it being the last day and everything, I think some of these would be a bit unexpected. Maybe
Yeah, for sure.
Bologna
Yeah.
Sporting, maybe Shakhtar get a draw.
I
Maybe
agree.
Benfica win. Maybe Salzburg get a draw, and then we're looking at. I assume what the.
But that's easier.
PSG's place doesn't really change. If we win against Stuttgart, we will face one of you or Barca, one of you or Liverpool.
Because that top two is secured. I think Barcelona only need a draw to guarantee.
Yeah. No. I think even without that, because your goal difference is 10 above Milan, who are the closest.
No, I saw that we need
Oh,
at
no.
least a draw. So right
No, 'cause
now,
this-
Arsenal have 16,
Oh yeah, there.
and
Yeah.
Inter have 16. So they could overtake us if we lose. So we could drop the. All we need is a draw, though.
Wait, would you want to drop down though?
Okay, let's
Let's say-
we'll go to the
Barca
bracket where
draw?
we had no. Go to the bracket where we keep Barcelona win. Go to Madrid winning, and then have you winning, and then pull up the
Madrid win. I have Madrid and PSG win.
Okay, now go here. So we would be. Where's Arsenal and Inter? So we could be here. So either way, look, we could get Man City and Real Madrid if we finish 5th. If Inter and Arsenal both win and we lose, and we drop to 5th, we can get City or Madrid. Crazy. So there's going to be 2 draws to see who they face each other, then a draw to see who you face next. There's going to be like 3 draws.
Yeah. Well,
bro, I can't even watch it, man. I hate not being able to watch draws. Cause I don't want to just get off the flight and then just look and see what we got.
No, the thing is though, after game week 8 ends, you're gonna know this.
Yeah.
So obviously it's just a confirmation, but
yeah, Wednesday's gonna be crazy.
If this happens, give me Liverpool. I don't want to face you guys yet.
So if you get Liverpool, then you can only face us in the final.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's the storyline, man.
Bro, I cannot do Madrid in the round 16. Why do we beat Madrid then we get knocked out of the quarterfinals? There'll be no point. I'll do Madrid like in the semis. I don't mind that. But the round 16 is just way too early.
And the thing, if we say you don't get PSG, we say out of these teams, Benfica, you get Benfica, then you get one of these teams, maybe Leverkusen, like you chilling. And then after that, you'll probably get Madrid or Bayern or City. So you could get a tough semi here. So what you want is for Madrid and PSG to not be here. Yeah. Like only one of them, because then you have the chance of getting like a Benfica or something.
I just don't want like a Madrid, a PSG, or a Bayern until like the semis. I think that having the round 16 is just too early. Because what I hate is the storyline that you knock them out. Next round you face like Arsenal or Inter, then you get knocked out. That's the annoying part for me.
Plus, you guys have to focus on La Liga as well and the Copa del Rey. So you'd rather have now easy.
The Copa will be done by that point because we have the quarterfinals next week. And then the semifinals is going to be 2 games, one in the end of February, and then one like in the end of March. They're like a month apart. So it'll be quite spread out to the point that we won't have to worry about it too much. Okay. But I need Madrid, and see where Madrid are. They get City or Bayern, then they have Inter, Arsenal. That's where I need Madrid to be. That's a good spot for Madrid. So if they work their way and get like all the way out of there, they deserve it.
Yeah. And Cijar makes a good point here. That's one of the good things for you guys that are seeded is you play the second leg at home.
Throughout the whole thing, right?
That I don't know.
Okay.
That I don't know.
The fuck's the point of finishing first then? Gotta give us some sort of advantage. We're playing like...
Yeah, I mean, what? You get 10 million.
Nah. Fuck the money, man. I need a good route. But last year was it, man. We fucked it. It was supposed to be last year. You should go if you're bored. You should go see my reaction to the draw last year because I was genuinely thinking like this is the perfect route to the final, and we fucked it.
Man, when I saw Barca, I was like, finally, because we used to face you every single year. Then since like
we faced you 6 times, we've knocked you out the first 3 times, and you knocked us out the last 3 times.
So you mean are you telling me that we're gonna knock you out next time as well?
No, because it's 3-3. So we break the streak. Yeah, so we break the streak.
No, we got. Yeah. Oh, okay.
So the first 3 times we had like Zlatan and Javier Pastore, we knocked you out the first 2, and then we knocked you out with Remontada, and then you knocked us out with COVID last season, and another time which I forget. But I know it's 6. I know it's 3-3.
Have you seen our like head to head? We have even head to head in the UCL. Oh, by the way, Barca boy, we actually have 3-3 knockouts because we knocked you out. I think in 1992.
That's the one I'm missing. Then yeah, I know we've knocked you out 3 times, and you've knocked us out 3 times in the Champions League. And I think the record is something like that.
Yeah. And then in the group stage.
I don't remember having you in the group. Oh, we had you in the group when we won the treble.
Yeah, and then we beat you. You beat us.
Yeah, and
that's the only time we've had. each
And
other.
then
in
the
group.
knockout, we knocked you out. So we knocked you out, I think, in 2012-13, when Messi came off the bench and got the draw. We knocked you out when we won the treble. We knocked you out for remontada, and then you knocked us out in COVID with
21.
Mbappe. Last season with
And then
Arujo.
also
And then there's another one, which I'm forgetting.
the 90 something, 92 or something. Let me find.
Yeah, because we got locked up by Liverpool. Yeah, I don't think.
Okay, here it is. 94 and 95 quarters. 1-1 draw, and then a 2-1.
Yeah, so it's even.
What players did we even have back then? Lama, Koboskola, Komboare, where? Okay, Gino. Okay, we had, but wait, you had Eusebio?
Not the Eusebio you're thinking about. Another one. Stoichkov though, Haji,
Busquets in goal. Yeah.
Sergio Barjuan. Oh my god, he probably was like 18 or 19 at the time.
Wait, biggest thing is is that the city sports director?
Yes, TK.
Oh.
So not a terrible team overall.
And then even if you look at this, goals scored 27 each.
Look at that top scorer though.
4 draws.
Look at the top scorers. Look at the titles.
Yeah. God.
But yeah, it's neck and neck. But you guys had our worst time, man. We were COVID and broke and we were shit. So that's why you snap padded. You snap padded.
Yeah, but you played us in the beginning of the QSI. Like when we were just getting ready, we had no UCL experience.
You had like Zlatan, Javier Pastore, Lucas Moura.
I know, but like 12-13, that was our first UCL knockout game since like the 90s or something. But no, when you see this, when you see 5 wins, 4 draws, 27, a final has to be the decider. A Champions League final, man.
I would love it, man. I would love it. I'd be so confident going to a final against PSG.
I mean, as said, I look at the oil, and we have to win. I can't. We can't lose again. If we lose again, yeah, no.
You're going to hiding.
The thing is that we have the Club World Cup, so if the worst happens, we can say just let's or undefeated. That's the thing. Like we have so many stuff this season that I think it's a bit hard for us to be some of a fade season. Apart from if we get knocked out in the group stage, obviously.
Yeah, we'll see. I think nothing is defined until the end. I still don't think Barcelona are gonna win the Champions League, but
wait, like a couple of weeks ago, you said no. It doesn't have mentality. But now after the Benfica game,
still no, man. I'm not trusting this team until they do something, man.
Oh, you said no. Oh, I heard.
No.
I thought you said I think we're gonna win the UCL this season.
Oh no. I'll never say we're gonna win the UCL until we win the UCL. This year, of course, is the 10-year anniversary of our treble. Last time we won the Champions League, man, I was in high school chilling. Now I'm a grown man paying taxes. You know, it's craziness.
Do you know that Better Call Alba on Twitter?
Yeah.
He's always making, because I remember last year you guys did it with number 6.
Yeah, it's always some sort of position.
I saw like this is the first time Barca has scored 7 goals in the first half since 2015 or something.
Yeah. There's been those things for the last 10 years, man. Always. Oh, Ivory Coast won the AFCON. Last time they won the AFCon, Barcelona won the Champions League. I've seen all of it. But yeah, I would love it, but I wouldn't bet on it.
So when would you feel? Like semi, maybe? Quarter?
I think minimum quarter. I think if you pass the quarter, that's successful. So doing it better than last season, or at least a minimum.
Like when would you feel it?
Oh, when would I feel winning?
Maybe if you get an easy draw, like if you don't get like a PSG Madrid in that bracket.
I thought we got an easy draw last season. Well, not easy, but the easiest possible, and we still choked it. I think the only way I would feel it is if we play in the final and we don't play Liverpool. And that's when that's the only time I'd feel it.
Oh, like how it looks, you could either get Barca or Liverpool or PSG in the final. And
yeah, PSG were easy. PSG easy,
that you
but
guys want to get your lick back against? Like, if I go to the Barca players, what's the team you guys want to beat the most? It's PSG. Because you've already
Madrid.
beaten Madrid. You've already beaten Bayern. PSG, especially Rafinha. I remember Rafinha when he was like on the
crying.
advertisement.
I would say this, for the players, they probably want PSG the most. But as a fan, I don't even know who I want the most. In the final.
So the team to beat, not like the easier team or something. So like
the team to beat is
what's the
probably
best side we
Liverpool.
do?
The team to beat is probably Liverpool, if we're being honest, based on how everyone's been playing this season. And of course, I'll be paid back for Anfield. So
And
we've
you
been
don't
knocked out by
want
some.
a
Oh fuck no, man! Fuck no. That would be probably the worst moment of my life. That 90 minutes would be the worst of my life. Losing a Clasico final, I'd put a bullet in my mouth.
like a Drew dagger.
Oh, shut up! Don't say that. Oh my god! But imagine like a Kubarsi dagger, a Pedri dagger. Oh
No, you gotta say Yamal. Like a Yamal.
no! The dagger has to be from someone that's unexpected. You know,
Okay.
that's what makes it a dagger. But like imagine like a 5-0 Champions League win against them in the final. Oh. But I don't want that final because it's too much risk. Of course, you can. I would. My dream would be winning a Champions League final against Madrid, but then risking that with a Champions League final loss to Madrid is a gamble I don't want to take.
And it's also played at the Allianz.
Yes,
Has
Bayern
one of your
Stadium.
finals been at the Allianz?
No, we had we played in
Rome?
Berlin. We played in Berlin, Rome, Wembley twice, and Paris, the city of love.
Wait, was your first you said in Paris?
No,
The
the first one
common
was
one.
no. The first one was Wembley, Paris, Rome, Wembley, Berlin.
Oh, so 06 was Paris
So hard.
Yeah, against Arsenal.
at the Stade de France.
Yeah. So where we got UCL in your city? Now we're gonna get one against you. You know.
Madrid, the last time they lost the UCL final was in Paris.
What was that, in the
actually,
90s?
yeah, 1971 something against Liverpool, but they obviously beat Liverpool in Paris as well recently. That one's
Yeah.
okay. One last thing to look at. This recently dropped is the Deloitte Money League. So the revenue from last season. I don't know if you've seen it. I wanted you to react to it.
No, I haven't seen it.
And then there was another thing.
So I think Bars. I think I can click on them.
Is this money from
Yeah.
the Champions League or what?
No, this is just total revenue for the season.
Oh, okay.
And you can see that Barca dropped a bit from last season. Obviously, the green one is match day. Obviously, with the Mandzukic and so on. And then broadcasting went up slightly bit, and then commercial went up. So the only why you've gone down a bit is just because of the stadium. But obviously, that will go up a lot. That's why Madrid. Look at Madrid. Madrid. So the green one is match day. 122 to 240. It doubled because of their new stadium.
Barcelona will earn more than that from the Camp Nou.
Okay, I want to see.
On a match day. Look, this was when they
all
were.
of these are COVID and stuff.
No, but this one, the 2021, was when they were at the Alfredo Di Stefano Stadium. They weren't even at the Bernabeu or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to see. Wait, do you know? Did you guys make more at the Camp Nou than they made at the Bernabeu?
On a match day when we both had our old stadium, I think we made more. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we have more
You got a
fans
bigger
coming.
stadium.
Bigger stadium, and we have more coming. The Madrid only fills up for like Champions League or Clásicos. We fill up for like even Atletico at home or like Espanyol or Valencia. Usually a home game where it's a big game for whatever we need, we tend to fill up. Betis, Athletic Club tends to sell out very, very well. So, yeah. God, United makes some bank, man. Holy. And they're still ass.
Yeah, living up that PR. I think the most negative thing when I see this is just our competition. Like the next Liga team is here, 287, like a fourth of our revenue.
Well,
La Liga have Madrid.
Madrid
Barca,
have $1 billion in
Atletico.
revenue. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think they became the first team ever to have that. And that's why we want to build a new stadium so we can get up a bit more. This is the second year in a row we're third as well.
But look at this. We had our one of the worst seasons we've had last season in terms of trophies and stuff, and we're at the Montjuic. Camp Nou minimum brings us a second, and if we go on to win the Champions League, Super Cup, Copa, and go far, Club World Cup as well, we could easily reach a billion.
Oh yeah. All right then. Beautiful podcasts, beautiful games.
Beautiful.
Do you care that much about the Atalanta game?
Just want to secure second place. Just get second place. If we get a draw, we get second place. If we draw and Liverpool lose, I'll be upset though that we could have gotten first.
But can you? How's the
Liverpool have to lose
between you?
Yeah, Liverpool lose, we win, we get first.
You got higher. You got higher. Wow.
Yeah, so Liverpool lose and we win, we get it. So if we're winning and we see at halftime Liverpool's up like 4-0, just rotate and just move on.
All right. And for me, Stuttgart, because of everything that's happened, I've seen some people, just get the draw, just get the minimum. No, we have to stat pad. We have to have a great performance to end this Champions League campaign in a great way, the group stage. And then let's see what happens in knockout stages.
If you get knocked out, oh my God, that will be hilarious.
Come on, Kunde. All right, then. That's been it for episode 16 of the Blaugrana Parisiens. Episode 17 will obviously be live on Barca Boys channel. That video will obviously talk about these Champions League games, the league games on the weekend, and obviously the Champions League draw, and see if Barca and PSG could potentially face each other in the round of 16. Hopefully, guys, have enjoyed this podcast. And as usual, allez Paris.